Hi there, I'm Kimberly with Speak Life Badges, and you are watching our first Q&A Thursday. That's right, our first Q&A Thursday. We are here to answer your questions, the questions that you have about parenting, temper tantrums, doing school at home while working from home, the right words to say to your kids in the moment. So if you have a question, please feel free to put it in the comments below. I will do my best to answer those. If not today, then I will for sure answer them in another Q&A Thursday. So we've got some great questions that have already come in, and so let's get started. Actually, before we get started, I wanted to be sure to mention just one thing to you, and that is that I am a mom just like you, and I don't have all the answers. So I just want to say that up front. If I do not know the answer to your question, I will not pretend like I do. I will be happy to ask some other dear mom friends of mine to see if they have an answer. I will be happy to think through your question and try to come up with an answer. We can put it in the comments below and have everyone pitch in with how they have worked through that problem themselves. But I just want you to know that this is a safe place for you to be you and for me to be me and for us to help each other out in answering your questions. I just want to be a place of help and hope for you in this parenting, staying at home journey. So let's get started. Our first question came from Rachel, and she asks, how do we balance all the hats we wear as moms effectively, especially given this quarantine season we find ourselves in? I know I'm feeling a lot of mom guilt that I just can't do all the things. So Rachel, that is a fantastic question. So let's dive into some of my thoughts. You already know this, but as moms, we already wear so many hats. I mean, you are dishwasher, you do the laundry, you clean the house. I actually don't need to give you a list of all the things that you do every day, right? But you change the diapers, you put food on the table, snacks many more times than one in a day. You are potty training, you are working from home, now you're doing school at home if you weren't already a homeschooling mom. If you've got a business on the side, you are a coach, you are a leader, you are a wife, so many things. I'm sure I've forgotten all the hats that you wear. So most of those things you do without even thinking about it, right? You see a need and you meet it. There is a fall on a bike and you've got the Band-Aid ready and the hugs ready. You there's an accident that happens. Maybe they didn't make it to the potty in time and you clean it up without even thinking about it. But what I say all of that because I want to encourage you to write down all of those things that you do. Now, I don't want you to think that that's just another item to do on your to-do list. But what I'm meaning is I want you to take maybe 5 minutes a day, the end of your day, or it could be the start of the next morning, and just do like a 5-minute brain dump and write down everything that you have accomplished in one day. Yours could look like mine does. In a journal, take time to write down all the things that you do in a day and you will realize how many things you do. And I want you to look at that list and say, wow, I do a lot of things. I am strong, I am faithful, I am committed. Because you are. You show up every day, you get up every day, you meet the need, you solve the problems, you are willing to work through all of those hard math problems with your kids, right? And you don't give up. And I want you to celebrate that. Sometimes we can get overwhelmed and we actually don't take the time to stop and think and to celebrate the things that you actually do in a day. You really are doing all the things. So bless your soul, bless your mind by taking that time to write down those things, do that brain dump. And then look at that list and be grateful. I want to encourage you to change your perspective a little bit. Instead of looking at the laundry and saying, when will this laundry ever end? I want you to say, thank you for all of those things, these clothes that we have that I've got a washer and dryer, and that these clothes, we have good clothes to wear, and that we are having fun in these clothes every day. Those dishes that pile up in the sink so quickly, I want you to look at those dishes with a different perspective and say, I'm really grateful that I have good food for our family, that we are sitting around the table more and we're having our dinners, our meals together, and I'm grateful for a dishwasher. I had to really take an evaluation of my thoughts and look at things from a different perspective, and I actually learned that from Wendy Backlund. She has a book called Living from the Unseen, Reflections from a Transformed Life. And when I took the time to be grateful for the things that I once thought was a chore, even today I still have to remind myself of having this perspective, and it has really helped me. It has made things not that I need to do around the house not feel so mundane or so daily, I guess is the best word to say it. I hope that helps to write down a list, celebrate all the things that you actually do in a day, and to think about the perspective that you have. Okay, so let's go to our next question. Our next question is from Amy, and she asks, how do I do it all? So I would love to ask you, Amy, and I ask myself and I ask you who's watching, is who said that you had to do it all? Because the reality is that you can't do it all. If you feel like you're failing, ask yourself, who said I'm failing? Who said that I'm not good enough? Are you getting pressure from the in-laws? Are you self-imposing pressure on yourself to do all the things, which is my story? Are you feeling like you are looking at other moms on Instagram or Facebook and you see their pretty pictures and you're saying, I don't do all those things with my kids? Is that what's making you feel like you have to do it all? I encourage you to not look at anyone else at what they're doing, because there's one audience that matters, and that's your kids, that's your husband, that is your home, that's your work, that's your joy, your peace, your rest. That's what matters most. Do what is right for you and your family, and do the best that you can. That's what matters. A long time ago in my homeschooling journey, I'm so grateful that I made that decision. I stopped looking or caring what anybody else had to say about what I did at home for school for my kids. And that was huge freedom. If a day required us to be a little bit more relaxed and maybe we just did one subject, hey, we could do that. I took off the pressure of having to do all the things like the science and the math and the geography and the history and the reading all in one day, and I just gave myself freedom. That I said, what do my kids need? What do we need in this moment? And that really took off the pressure to try to do all the things. Remember, what matters most is what your kids need: your husband, your home, your work, your joy, your rest, your peace. Do what's right for you. Do what's right for them, for no one else. Okay, ask for help. You can enlist your kids to help you. As they grow older, they can take on more chores. You can give grace in the season where you have small babies. But ask for help. Even your husband, that was something I had to learn. Andrew is 100 times willing to help. I just had to ask him. and our spouses may not always see the need, or they may not always understand that something is a pressure to us and that it's really important to us that we get it done. So just ask for help. You are a team. Make sure that you talk as though it's the culture in your family that you're a team and you do the work around the house together. Okay, I do want to go back to Rachel's question that we started off with, because she asked about balance. And I think here's a good place to address balance. How do we balance all the hats we wear as moms? So my question for you is, what is balance? So thinking of like a seesaw, balance is not too much to the right or too much to the left, but balance is that even place of joy, of peace, of communicating with each other, helping each other out, working together. So would you say for you that's what balance looks like? If you have a baby at home, a toddler, if you're potty training, if you have a special needs child, I would give yourself grace in terms of balance for this season in your life. You are responding to the diaper blowouts. You're responding to the potty training. You just have to give yourself grace in those times. There may not be a picture perfect balance for a season like that. Maybe in that season, you can only get one load of laundry done a day. That's okay. Give yourself grace. You can save the cleaning for another day, or maybe you just clean the sinks. That could be balance for you. Take a nap when you need to. There was a season in my life where I took afternoon naps, and I was happy to do that, and I would snuggle on the couch with Jonathan and I'd take a 30-minute power nap. And I had to, because I couldn't be yawning and tired when my tutoring students were there. So it was just what I did. And so I encourage you to do what you have to do. This crazy season will pass and your kids will grow up. You'll get into a routine. They'll take on more tasks. They'll be more independent, and you'll have more time on your hands to do the things that you want to do. So now, before this Q&A gets too long, I just want to share two things that have really helped me have balance, has really helped me do the things that I need to do in a day and not feel pressured and overwhelmed. And I just want to share a little bit in that. In the past, I have had my to-do lists, and I actually love to write to-do lists. I like to be organized, but they would be so overwhelming and so stressful, and I would only check off like one thing in a day, and it was not helping me. And at the time, I was doing real estate, I was doing after-school tutoring, I had 2 babies during this time. I was doing the housework, helping at church. Did I mention homeschooling? Yeah, all those things. It was too much. It was way too much. And I did that for 5 years. And the stress that was in our home the self-imposed pressure was just so high. And that was my season where negativity and judgment and criticism and not feeling good enough and people pleasing was a part of my life. And I have listened to so many business mentors who suggest, and I will say are right, in terms of scheduling your day and making appointments for your tasks. And that's all good. It was just that I had to realize the season of life that I was in with trying to do all those things, and with 2 young babies or toddlers and a young baby. It was too challenging for me to make appointments for the different tasks that I needed to do in the day. I actually felt overwhelmed, because what would happen is I would be changing the diaper blowout, or I would be cleaning up the mess, or I'd be trying to help a child, and then resentment would set in because I'd be like, wait a second, my schedule says that right now I should be doing this, and I'm cleaning up this mess. And that would be more stress for me. So what I have done and still continue to do is to actually time chunk my day. So it's still the same idea, but I time chunk it into big chunks. So I don't know if this picture helps you, but anyway, how my typical day goes is that I get up early. I get up 4 to 7, and that's my quiet time to myself, work time. That's my time chunk. I prep for tutoring. I do Speak Life Badges things. I take time to have my quiet time, read my Bible, write out my gratitude list, all of those things. And then 7 to 9, or 7 to 10-ish, we are exercising, we're getting breakfast, we're getting ourselves ready for the day, we're doing our morning chores. That's our time chunk for that. Then 10 to 1 is our school time. We have lunch in there. We do the kitchen cleanup. I've prepped for dinner for the evening. And then 1 to 2, we enjoy some family time. We like to snuggle on the couch and read. That's when I took my 30-minute naps. 2 to 3, we'll tidy up the house, have our snack time. And then 3 to 7, I'm tutoring. And then 7 to 9 is dinner and bedtime. And those were our time chunks. And because I had those time chunks, we could move freely within those times doing the things that we needed to do. And I didn't feel pressured or down on myself because I didn't accomplish things I needed to do by that certain time. So I hope that helps, and that gives you a little bit of a better perspective for balance and for trying to do the things that you need to do. Now, the other thing that I did is I picked 3 things. 3 seems to be like the magic number. 3 things every day that was important to accomplish. That could be something simple like call the dentist, do a load of laundry, and sweep the floor. And if I could, in my time chunk, I could do that during the 2 to 3 time when we tidied the house. And if I got those 3 things done, I felt great. That was awesome. That was what I needed to do to make myself feel that the day was great. Hey, if I got anything else done in the day, that's bonus. Way to go, right? I do the same thing every morning. I try to think of it the night before, but in my work time, I think 3 main things I need to get accomplished this morning. And I just keep it simple to those 3 things. It could be fun things too, like schedule the fun. It could be that today during our story reading time or school, we're going to have hot chocolate. And you know, at the end of the day, when you're getting into bed, you can say like, wow, you know what? This was a great day because I did those 3 things. And bonus, I got something else done too. I scrubbed the toilets. Something like that, right? So I encourage you to do that. Does that help you prioritize things with a little less stress and pressure? Think of 3 things, time chunk your days. Let's see what else I wanted to say. One thing I do want to say in grace and in love, that if it's hard for you to pick just 3 things to focus on in a day, maybe you are trying to do too much for this season in your life, and maybe that's adding to the mom guilt. It's okay to say no to some things. It's okay to say, you know what, I would really love to help you out with that, but now's not the right time for me to be doing that. I need to focus on my kids, right? Yes. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention is be sure to communicate to your kids or to your spouse those 3 important things that you want to do in the day. Even if it's like, okay, guys, today we're all going to vacuum, like work together to vacuum. So you guys pick up your toys. If that's one of the things, work together as a team. They know what's expected of them, and you can do it together. You'll get done a lot faster. So I hope those practical things helped you. So I encourage you, do a 5-minute brain dump at the end of every day or the start of the day of all the things that you've done and celebrate that. Look for look with gratitude at each task. Say thank you out loud. I forgot to mention that. As you say thank you out loud, you're not just changing your mindset, but you're also encouraging your kids to be grateful. They're going to hear you saying, wow, thank you, God, for this house that I get to clean. I just love it that this dirt actually means that we're having a lot of fun. I'm going to remember that the next time I'm eating. It sounds great. No, I really do try to remind myself that. But look for the gratitude. And then the other thing I want to remind you is discover the answer to who said that you needed to do it all. Get to the root of that and decide what really matters, what's really important for you, your kids, and your family. Okay? And how do you time chunk your day? What ways can you time chunk tomorrow? Write it down. When my kids were young, I even drew pictures of what things we were going to do in those time chunks to help them visualize, and it made it fun. What 3 things can you do today that will make it feel great and will leave you feel satisfied and balanced at the end of the day? So did that help? I would love for you to share in the comments below what things you are going to do today, tomorrow, the rest of this week that will help you not feel the mom guilt and help you feel that you are winning at this mom thing, because you are. You are doing so many things in a day, and your kids need you. They want you. They love you. There's no one else who gives the best snuggles. There's no one else who cares the most, and there's no one else who's willing to lose the most sleep. So I also wanted to mention before you go, if you haven't seen Austin Kids Club, and if you haven't signed up your kids ages 3 to 13, we would love for them to be a part of Austin's Kids Club, where they're going to get free things in the mail, free surprises, free encouragement every month. But this month is Austin's Visit to the Zoo, a super sweet coloring page created by Andrea Yu Design. She helped me out. Isn't it so fun? You can go on to speaklifebadges.com and print off this free downloadable page and have fun with your kids coloring. The one that was just released today on the website and on Facebook and Instagram is our comic strip. So get your older kids writing and doing their comic strip. Oh, man, is that Mandy? I see you're literally cleaning up a blowout. I love you. This will pass. But you can enjoy doing this really fun comic strip of Austin when he visits the amusement park. So feel free to email me with your questions. I am here to help. This is from my heart to you. With lots of love. So have a great day, and I hope that you'll join us next Thursday for our Q&A Thursday. Bye.